is. lot of shoot first, kill Dr. Fox later, kind of.
Did you steal his Hassenpfeffer?
Did you see what Peas did there?
Hassenpfeffer!
Danny feedbacks Hoffman.
It turns out it wasn't even my Hassenpfeffer, it was Wiener Schnitzel. My some mistakes.
Why is it so dark? Like, it's like trying to take a picture of the moon. You know what I mean?
Humor?
Don't you think it's funny? Don't you think it's funny that Jermaine Jackson isn't German?
What is
that?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, think with a name like Jermaine the German. That would be really, that rolls off the tongue. That's almost a classic Peas character.
Roman Polanski wasn't Roman.
You're fucking shitting me.
I'm not. I can't.
That can't be true.
No,
that can't be true. Not with the mafia around.
You say banana backwards, it sounds like gullible.
What happened to you? How are you so blind? I'm Italian.
Oh, Doc Ellis, are you hanging out for the Tiftis?
I could. I'm here.
Yeah, we'll just stay here and don't say hello.
You should, but you should probably turn your mic up a little bit. I don't know what Dr. Fox is getting, but you're a Smurf's cunt hair.
Little juice.
Quieter.
Little juice to the mic.
Little bit.
You know, he's Dr. Ellis is much like the Walter Kosmak of Canada. You know, he does all these inventions and fixes stuff. He's like, oh, look at that. It's an old 5-gallon jerry can. I can turn that into a micro home.
I don't know if I can.
Here, I can probably boost you on my end a little bit. Let me just squeeze on into the clip box.
Does this fix it any when
I got you at 149, man. I'm gonna bump you up to 200.
In the Discord room, you sound quieter than the three of us.
Oh yeah? How about now? Is this good?
I'm sorry, how good? What?
No.
Sound exactly the same. I don't know what the feed sounds like.
Surgery that you go through in Canada to save a boat like that?
Sorry.
Is there a special class you go to, like pre-kindergarten, and they're like,
it's an
cooler, a boot, pardon me, washroom.
Oh, the washroom.
The washroom.
The washroom.
You say bathroom in Canada, they look at you. Well, you look pretty clean to me.
Bathroom.
I don't think you need a bath.
Martha gives
Maybe just the washing up in the washroom, eh?
Because I say stuff like room and roof. Well, I'll say roof sometimes, but like I'll stay in the room.
How do you say Roomba?
Roomba.
Oh, that's pretty good. See, that's the bridge our two nations can cross and have the hand of friendship. Roomba. We both say Roomba the same way.
Roll up in my shorts.
Now, do you guys change your cloaks in Canada too?
Yes.
What kind of... Now, wait, do you go to like a shorter cloak? Like just goes down to your waist from like a full-length cloak? Or do you go from the short cloak to a full-length cloak?
Same one you guys use.
Well, that's my problem. I don't only have the one cloak. I don't know how to change it, so I turned mine inside out.
I gotta pull this off there.
Alright, that was a good show.
Alright. Hold on. I'm doing a little... See, I'm my own boom operator and stuff.
That's what we need.
Haha, how's that? Oh, there's a microphone right there.
It still sounds the same in the Discord chat. You got you have the ears on the output?
No, well, that's my mic is cranked. How's that? Is that better? Alright. Alright, we'll sit.
Radio show. You don't sound like Mr. Medical show anymore.
Alright, give us the Canadian national anthem for a sound check.
Our country reeks of trees, and our yaks are really large, and they smell like rotting beef carcasses. How was that?
Alright, sounds good. Coming in 11 by 11, buddy. Is buddy in Canada, is that like your guys' N-word?
Buddy?
Yeah.
No, up here it's goof.
You have the G word?
Yeah. Yeah, if white people call each other goofs, then that's just the worst.
Well,
It looks like I got like a penis
part of
bang.
the show where we get all of the funny out of us, so that we're not funny when the show starts. So if anybody has any funny things to say, get them out now.
I'll do.
Pedis pagida, pedis pagida, pedis pagida.
Well, that's what.
Why not both? Hey, what if I had a butt inside my butt? Right? That would be funny. Well, you got your butt in my butt.
What?
Let's make ourselves a Reese's peanut butter cup. Not with that attitude. Just close your eyes, pinch your nose, and pretend it's peanut butter and shut the fuck up. Let's go, Brandon. It's time for the show. Come on, Brandon. It makes me feel good when I say let's go, Brandon. I feel like I'm rooting for like a special needs kid that's playing on the Little League team with the rest of the normal kids.
Do a goddamn. Didn't do a fucking thing. I put a light directly overhead and actually made it worse.
I did do that. My bad, bros. My bad.
Look, even the microphone's brighter. And I'm just... What am I...
Light bulb in your microphone?
Right over here. Look at it. There's a light right here. And I'm black... dark. I just like... It's like... There we go. I pull my hat down. And if I get like a voice scrambler, I could be like the anonymous guest. Till I sit back like this and be like, okay, nobody's gonna see this, right? Okay, cool. And I go back to the dark.
Ready, Peas? You're gonna be funny this week, or just gonna be yourself?
Who's gonna de-normal
Broadcasting live from Subbasement 27, deep in the heart of the Hypercube Studios, home of your favorite team, the Brandons, it's time for the show! I'm Dr. Fox bringing you this week's episode, TFTS Relay Update 190. Which one was it? Peas, which one was it this week?
193.
Are you sure? Is that legal?
Yep.
193. Yep. Okay, we're putting that in. And to celebrate, remembering that it's everybody's favorite day of the week, producer, my wife, isn't here, but here's Fidd Chuli, who didn't know that it was Monday. So then it's time for the show. They asked me, Fidd, like, what kind of stupid idiot would schedule a show on Monday? And I said me. What say you?
And then you remembered that it was only 50% you.
It's Fidd's idea.
Now here's the thing.
Did you agree? I believe I made an argument for Monday nights because no one's gonna listen to the radio on Friday night because they're all gonna go out and fucking hump their pillows. And then Saturday, no one's going to listen to anything late into the evening unless they're going to be having like a party. So you need like a party jam show.
But there is a whole show. There is a whole show on Friday night. To be fair, that is nothing but fucking your own pillows.
Shows that you need. Yeah. It's just party jams
on Rethink Radio.
Every week you get Friday night. You get Fergin Friday, which is 8 hours of just party jams
of pillow
and then on Saturday it's like Elvis Martini playing the same elevator music for an hour again.
Is he still alive?
No.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, we'll find out. You know, I remember the last thing that I got some advice from Elvis Martini, but I forget whether it was before or after he told me to shut the fuck up. So,
don't take that advice.
Yeah. So,
you know, it's good. It's good to have a friend.
Saturday nights.
It is good to have a friend that gives you nothing but bad advice, because I have a couple friends and I go to them specifically, hey dude, what would you do in this circumstance? And if they're anywhere close to saying like, oh, I would do this, and that was something I thought about, I know that's not the right thing to do, and I do the opposite. So don't discount those friends that give bad advice. In actuality, it's the best advice. It's just you have to interpret it as, oh, it's going to be opposite advice. If I took your advice, I would hurt myself.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot. Dr. Ellis and Martha Arthur were creeping in on the Hypercom this week, and I was telling them thanks for kicking in with Fidd and Scalpod and Caller 23 on my Dead Air episode.
It's the least.
Yeah, what was this?
It was literally. It was.
Why was I not included in that? Why am I like an afterthought?
I don't know, Peas. Where were you? That's a good question.
There was this show.
Peas I was incapacitated, and I was worried. I was like, man, we're gonna miss another episode of Time for the Show. And Peas sent me a text message that I could read to you off my phone, but I'll just paraphrase it here because that's like close enough to the truth. And it was like, hey buddy, I know you hate there not being any episodes of the show, but I got it covered. And he totally did. He convinced Fidd Chuli to show up, and Fidd did Fidd did the show. And he was acting as host. I could hear him. He was doing. It was a great show. It sounded great. Which, if you don't get that joke, then listen to that episode of the show. It's very educational. It's an experience. Right, Peas? Because you listened to the episode, right, with everybody on it?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm alone.
Because my feels were
show that
I don't like to listen to radio that I'm not on.
It started off strong.
I don't even Sting has to tell me when I'm on Hour of Slack for me to listen to Hour of Slack. And then I just fast forward to my part and listen to it, and then I tell him, hey, good show.
All right, my favorite part of the show. Like there's no one over at the desk, so I have to run over and do that.
Well, I'll buy you some time, Fox, and I'll tell you that you were talking about the show that we all did while you were incapacitated in the infirmary. And I'm glad that you liked the show that we did in your stead, but I had an idea of a show that I was going to do that I didn't because I thought it might be a little insensitive. I was going to open it with, like, organ music. Like it was your funeral,
Like
and we were going to do the show that you died. And
Organ music. Do you mean organ?
That's
Do you
what
mean like
I heard.
an
I heard
organ?
organ music, and I was thinking like bands
Organ
on the,
music.
on the,
I'm
on
thinking
the
square
Trail of Tears
dancing.
or something like that.
Out of the corners.
yeah, we're here
Lazy.
to
Square.
honor Reverend Oregon Fox.
What's better than?
You've got dysentery.
What's better than roses on your piano?
You've got dysentery.
We didn't know how he died, so we named a character in Oregon Trail after him, and we traced our steps.
Oregon Trail is actually
Oregon.
logically addictive because I played the original Oregon Trail like back in like junior high, I guess is what it'd be, like grade 7, grade 8, and for like a dumbass like Apple IIe game, I couldn't fucking get enough of that.
Wait, you're Canadian. What right do you have to play Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail, yeah.
Well, I have this crippling
How
addiction
dare
to Schadenfreude, so I get to relive these people's sufferings over and over again in the form of a video game where I could choose to help these
Like
poor
God.
fuckers or just watch them slowly starve their way through the desert like Moses and his fucking
I can't
focus.
believe I can't believe how easy it was to get and lose oxen.
Yeah.
They made a TV show out of that, just recently called 1883.
Huh.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought we were referring to when those protesters.
No,
played the
if you
jazz
watch the
band,
television show 1883, it's 10 episodes. That is actually, they wrote the screenplay from Oregon Trail.
Think
Hey,
Oregon,
save your trip.
do you think
Save
Oregon
these.
was more dangerous in 1883 or now?
Does anybody get dysentery?
Well, I've started,
Yes,
so maybe
Someone
I
does
should begin my
almost
pilgrimage.
immediately.
No,
Almost
the
immediately
good old
somebody gets dysentery.
Neck company. Who was that? Who put Oregon Trail out?
Why? Whenever I played Oregon Trail, I named everybody after my stepdad, so every time somebody died, I could feel just a little bit better for a second.
I always did John Saul
No,
George
not
Ringo.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
There's a little known spin-off album by the Beatles, which is The Beatles Do the Oregon Trail. But that's the album that Paul died on. They had to replace him. So it never really got released.
Paul
Wow.
He died of dysentery.
Paul.
Paul's in the morgue with dysentery.
Yeah. Well known fact, yeah. Well, we're on like the
All right,
third
name
Little
your
known
top-
Beatles trivia.
Name your top
Dysentery.
your top two
By the
worst
Peas.
Beatles songs. Peas. What are your, not the, but your valid?
I don't like.
Necessary
I don't
opinion.
like number 9. I don't like number 9.
Which one is that?
It's Revolution 9 is actually the name of the song.
It's a
Not a big
but you
fan of
refer to it as
that.
like the track number.
What are you telling me
No,
that
it's
it's
the name of the song is
Which
Revolution
CD
9.
is
There's
that on?
on the album The Beatles, which most lay people call the White Album, but it was actually titled The Beatles. On that album, there's two versions of a song called Revelation. One's called Revolution 1, which is a slowed down version of the song that was released on the Beatles' Blue
turn
album.
slowly at one speed.
And then there's another thing called Revolution 9, which is kind of an experimental collage. It should be people's favorite Beatles song because it's probably about 30 years before its time. It's a very negative land type of song. There's a lot of repetitive monotones in it, a lot of repetitive phrases. But I think it went on too long, and I'm not a big fan of that song. And I guess, my second
Why? Why don't you
Beatles
like
song?
it? Because other people
There
like
you go,
it.
everybody.
It just gave you a bunch of
This is
reasons.
a band that shouldn't be mentioned on Time for the Show. Peas is going with the Beatles.
Now I'm not going to tell you my second least favorite Beatles song.
Oh, Peas is mad.
It's Yellow Submarine, isn't it?
Peas is mad at me now. I stepped on Peas.
Real letters.
It's an
Look at all of
unreleased
these letters.
B-side, which is that crack whore stole Ringo's wallet, and it never really caught on to me.
I'm so sorry, Peas. I didn't know you were going for a joke. I thought you were just going to keep talking about the Beatles.
Dude.
I lost
Comedy
my gig
show.
on
Of course I'm
Shining
setting
Time
myself
Station
up
to
for
the
a
guy
joke.
that says the fuck word.
Alright, well, I'm sorry. If anybody needs me, I'll be in the other room killing myself to make
nice.
Peas feel better.
Got that knife set I sent you, did you?
Tommy, no.
All the ones you had ants with the word "take a hint" on them.
I'm gonna do one of those YouTube videos where you turn a cast iron pan into a knife.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You like cast iron pans, Peas?
A lot of people send them to me. I wished I knew why. I made an inquiry into the archive of the Hypercube over the last week, trying to track down, what show could it have been that I mentioned iron pans and perhaps a need for them. I know that I have asked for deems and, other, things that laying around your house that you might not want of the fungal or, acidic variety. And I never get those things, but man, you mentioned pans one time and people every couple of months are sending you an iron pan. And they're expensive to ship. Listen, the next time you
nice
want to send me an iron
Yeah.
pan, they're beautiful pans. They're beautiful pans. But next time, just send me the money.
Well, here's the deal, Peas. It's your fault.
I'd say it's for a pan. I'll buy the.
Uh-oh.
We drop out.
Is completely comprised.
Hey, sorry guys. The Hypercom crash right there. You have to do like a 10-second recap.
Uh-oh. Recaps.
I got it.
Oh my god, that's somebody sneezing. I thought that was that is an ass.
Is Rethink Radio still going?
Yeah, we're live.
It's
we're live.
gross.
The more I look at it, the worse it gets. I'm gonna stop
It's
doing it.
disturbing. Yeah,
It's
disturbing. It's very disturbing.
Now, Peas is confused as to why everybody's pranking him by sending him cast iron skillets in the mail.
Fucking prank me with a fucking pile of cast iron skillets. Those things are
But-
expensive.
That's the whole point, Peas. It's your fault for joining a church whose
Who has a
membership
pansexual
is
membership
100%
base.
comprised by geniuses. Okay? And so they're trying to prank you.
Genii.
Hey, what would it be funny to prank Peas? I don't know. How about we all get together and send him cast iron skillets? Well, those are expensive. Well, but it'll be funny.
And they're heavy to ship. They're heavy.
Well,
They're
they send-
expensive twice.
They
It's not
come.
funny.
Some of them are very tiny. Some of them are super small. You can't even cook any with them. I don't know what they're good for.
Hey, they're like little
You
spoon
could.
Do
collections.
you have any? Do you have any handy that you could show on our video feed, Peas?
Yes, please.
No.
Show us one of those
Show
tiny
show us some
skillets.
of your tiny pans that you allegedly have been
prepared.
sent.
I'm not prepared to show you my Trump pants.
I think they only look small when Peas puts his huge dick into that cast iron skillet. It makes it look like a Barbie skillet.
Look,
Yeah.
look at this sausage. Who's hungry?
How many
Who's
pans do
hungry
you
for a
have?
little?
Wow, so
how about-
make a note to
Does anybody
apologize
else-
to the YouTube viewers that the video is down, but I think everybody on Free Think Radio is still A-okay.
No,
Now
both,
I
are,
think-
both are fine.
Feedback.
We couldn't hear anybody for about 20 seconds, but we got it.
Does anybody feel foolish about being scared of Russia for like the last 50 years?
I think it's
I've-
kind of nice that, just for a little while after the past 4, 8, 12, 16 years
20
of
20
political
years we were in
polarization and cutthroat, blue state, red state bullshit. I think it's kind of nice that just for a few days, like at least 75, 80% of the country can come together and just be like, you know what? Yeah, fuck Russia. Like, thank you that much for that much. That.
Have you seen the
everything
news
is
today?
I may
Oh,
hate your
boy.
fucking guts, but those fucking Russians, man. Hey,
Stop
it's-
making
Well,
Beatles
I hope you-
references.
Come
I hope you
come
enjoyed those
together.
couple of days
We're
because the
bridging the
far right is
divide.
in Russia.
It's a new
The
brotherhood.
far right is all excited. We should be supporting Russia.
Are they?
Fuck 'em both.
Yeah.
They're nice
It's actually
guys.
come out. Well, this is what
You ever watch their
Russ
parkour
Rosinski-
videos?
Russianutsky, he's Russian. He called me up the other day, wanting to talk to Scoops, but Scoops is scared, being Slavic, to Scoop McNews guy. Didn't want to speak to him on
Being
the phone.
Slavic, where
And-
does he live?
In Slovenia.
He lives in Slovakistan.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Duh. Fuck.
That's where he lives, though.
Get him
Even
out.
though I thought he was like one of our reporters.
Listen,
Is he a
Scoops
he's like a
McNews guy
domestic
lives in the
regional?
hearts and souls of all of us.
Is he
He's
a-
like Santa.
but he's not like an international correspondent.
Not anymore. He gave that up. Prison
No?
term was too high for him to risk.
Oh yeah.
What about Jim Macon?
Well, he's gone back to the island of Jamaica. He's
Is
grown
that where
some
he's
green
from?
on. He's from Jamaica.
I
Jim
did
Macon,
not
yeah.
know that. That was
It's
totally
true.
beyond me. I thought he was from somewhere else.
What'd you think he was from, St. Troy?
He gave me a Dominican vibe.
Zing.
Yeah, I think
We're
he
on
was from-
fire tonight,
Yeah,
kids!
I think he was from LaCroix.
The shirt company.
Yeah,
I'm making the shirts, man.
he really puts the dumb in Dominican.
No, honey. No, sir, honey. I'm telling you right now, you better take those words right out of your mouth and put them somewhere else because I'm not going to listen to any kind of don't make a jokes now. Oh, no, Saucy.
Is that
Papi,
Patrick
that's all for you.
O'Hanahan, the Mexican? What the fuck
That's
was
my
that?
That's my Dominican
That's a
aunt.
leprechaun with a fucking sombrero. That's what that was.
Leprechaun.
Oh my god.
Fucking sombrero. Oh,
He's got me lucky pesos.
that needs to be some fan art.
Oh man, he's got the serape and the kilt.
I wear them
He's
together
falling
all the
asleep.
time.
Somebody
He's
needs
holding
to
his
draw that.
shillelagh. I know that's Scotsman shit, but that's what makes it funny because it's all incorrect.
A leprechaun wearing a kilt and a sombrero. Or wait, Irish folks wore those fucking man dresses too, didn't they?
That's when the leprechaun says, "That's it I get for going to South Central." They pimped my ride. The sombrero with the little dango balls.
That leprechaun is the enemy of the LGBTQI
Hey, it's St.
movement.
Patrick's Day,
Appropriate.
Thursday.
You know, it's the white man keeps appropriating the rainbow back from everybody. From that multi-ethnic group of children constantly chasing it, that white man keeps taking it away from them, their fantasies and their dreams. Lucky Charms is racist.
No one likes the rainbow people.
Where do the rainbow
What?
people
Yeah,
live?
every time the
Peas,
rainbow
where
family
do the
goes
rainbow
someplace to
people
gather,
live?
they destroy whatever they're at. They
The
destroy
rainbow
whatever
gathering.
they're at.
We had those around like the Perth and Lanark area, like my fucking teens when I was like the 90s and shit.
What's
and,
the rainbow element of it? Like you're just because you're gonna.
That's
puke
how you
every
get
fucking-
dysentery hanging
they're
out
like a
with those
bunch of
people.
deadheads that couldn't follow the band. Basically, is the impression I.
have any money.
Yeah. There's a bunch of hippies that hung out and sold each other their beads and drugs and stuff.
Can I borrow your park?
Yeah. Well, they did it at one place, like outside of Perth. It was like a rainbow gathering annual thing.
They did a rainbow gathering in Florida about
I
3
told you
years
not
ago.
to go to.
No, not this
And
one.
I told you not to go.
No, I'm talking about the one that was 2 or 3 years before the one that I went to, and somebody got fucking murdered.
No way.
Nice.
And that case never got solved, because if you get murdered at a rainbow gathering, yeah.
Well, the big problem is no one would give the cops the talking stick.
Nice.
Zing.
Yeah, Peas told me.
Fit Julie!
I
Fit Julie was gonna go. He calls me up. I'm going to a rainbow gathering. You want to go? I'm like, Fit, don't go. Nobody likes those people. You're gonna get dysentery like on the Oregon Trail.
It's
Well,
the
Fid,
Oregon Trail.
Tell us
over
what
there.
happened when you went.
Yeah, it was like a
The
real
failing
life,
Oregon Trail is the Rainbow Gathering Facebook event log.
It was just like playing the real life Oregon Trail.
Ugh,
It really was.
you made me choke on the marijuana.
The guy that yeah, don't pull a Hendrix, bro.
Well, I will tell you this.
The guy
It was super-
do you know how the guy that got murdered? Like, what was the
I don't
cause
Yeah,
of
somebody
death?
killed him.
Got shot.
he got killed.
Just
by
killed.
somebody
Like,
else.
they
Got
didn't
murdered.
find 17 layers of love beads around his neck. What
Well, I
kind
knew
of
that
shoes
going
was he
compounded.
wearing?
He didn't protect his neck.
I can tell you this. When I showed up, everybody kept saying to me, "Welcome home, welcome home." And I'm talking about like just driving into the complex, like before I even get to,
Spaceship is over
like,
here.
welcome home. It was like, man, dude, I don't remember joining your cult. I'm just here to.
That
I'm
was
an
probably
observer.
that was probably the password. They were waiting for you to give them the response, and so they knew you were a first timer.
I brought my
Yeah,
keys.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, no, the correct response is I'm a vegan.
The red-headed vegan monkey swims upstream.
See, that's what I would go.
His
to
balls
say to
float
everybody.
behind him, while his tail remains
You
submerged.
mean you
It
went
was, we
out
should
to
write
the
something like that and have
woods?
Dr. Howell
You went
recite
out
it.
to the woods with a bunch of hippies and didn't expect to not catch their cult vibe?
I mean, I expected a little bit of it, but they surpassed my expectations. And so from that point on, I just fucked with them all, because I had nothing to lose. So, yeah, I got in the drum
Have you not
circle.
seen Wicker Man?
Not the beads!
Now you're an accomplished. You're an accomplished drummer, so I imagine in a drum circle, your persona.
Well, it's kind of
Really
like I say
directs the
with,
rhythm of the
with
drum
like
circle.
like at an open mic. You know who hates comedians? Other comedians. And I could imagine, Fidd's a prolific rat-tattler. And how did that go in the drum circle, Fidd? Did you get along with the other drummers?
To use your analogy, the only thing that comedians hate more than other comedians are funny comedians.
Sure, yeah.
If you show up to the open mic night as a comedian and somebody kills it, you're like, fuck that motherfucker. That fucking piece of shit. Yeah. And so
You're not funny!
Being a well-seasoned drummer and showing up to this place where I had already decided that I was just going to fuck with everybody, once I got into the drum circle, I knew what the rules of the drum circle were, and I intentionally broke all of them. I started soloing. You're not supposed to solo in the drum circle. You're supposed to, melt into the vibe.
Supposed
that
to
everybody else is doing.
Oh, I did not know there was rules to a drum
Become
circle.
the beat.
This is very interesting.
They're all unspoken rules, but if you're a drummer and you know the drum circle and the purpose of it, then you're all there on a single cause, and that's kind of it's supposed to be meditative. You're supposed to all fall into the same group together. Nobody's supposed to stand out. You're all supposed to melt together, right? So I immediately started soloing. I was I took the spotlight. There's no spotlight in a hippie drum circle. They hated it. It was, and even the old elder dude that was the leader, he was eyeballing.
37 years old.
He was
37 years old.
No, he was 70 years old. Flip those numbers around.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Then he was eyeballing me because he saw I was hot dogging, right?
Hot dog.
But I was shooting him the eye daggers right back. I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. What are you going to do about it?
Drum battle.
And then, of course, they also have this rule at the Rainbow Gathering camps where you can do any drug you want except for alcohol. The one legal drug. The one that you can get at the store. And so what they have at the Rainbow Gathering camp, they have something called A camp. That stands for alcohol camp. That's the designated place where you're allowed to drink. So after I got done pissing the hippies off, I went back to A camp and hung out with the cool people. And that was a lot of fun. Because you're hanging out with basically the Rainbow Gathering attendees, the rejects of the Rainbow Gathering. Those were the...
They still show up.
Yeah, they still showed up at the Rainbow Gathering, but were excluded from being there. So you have this designated area where all the drinkers are, and I guarantee we had way more fun than the other 99% of the landmass and population of that place. So Rainbow Gathering is a bad idea to go to unless you go to A camp. And at which point you won't be exposed to any of the other people, because even though they're slamming dope, somehow the fact that you're tilting a Coors Light can down your throat makes you a piece of shit. So
I don't like alcoholics around me when I'm slamming my H. I can't have drunks around me when I'm trying to catch my nod.
Yeah.
How many people?
Yeah,
I've been up for 17 days.
The whole thing is
And my father's a drunk.
People get drunk and then they just ruin the vibe. And then my question in my head was, didn't somebody get murdered here 2 years ago?
No, not
He was probably
here.
drinking.
That was the last place.
That was our other house.
Yeah. There's still 85% of the same people that are here. Okay.
Did you see him? Did they have any issues that they had to resolve with the talking stick?
At one point, they don't take kindly.
The memories are so painful.
They don't take kindly to direction, and somebody offered me a piece of meat. Hey, bro, because everybody's supposed to be tripping on us and brothers. Hey, bro, have this piece of meat I made. And I said, no, thanks. And he's like, but I put a lot of effort and time in it, bro. I'd love to share it with you. And it's like, all right, now I want it even less.
Yeah. Now you made me suspicious of that meat that I was already leery of.
What, he's just walking around with like just a flank steak in his hand or
Piece of-
something?
And by the way, you look like somebody beat the shit out of Gallagher's brother. I don't want a piece of meat from you.
Now it's funny, Gallagher's brother became Gallagher.
Legally, yes. The act got
Yep.
sold.
He trans-Gallaghered. He transitioned to the Gallagher. And that was before it was popular.
All right, I think it's time for Dr. Fox's favorite time of the show. Did I say time of the show?
Yeah. Which
I
one
meant
is
part.
it?
I meant time. No, I'm not going to go back on it. I said what I said. I meant it.
Did you guys change your cloaks this weekend?
All right, Peas. I'll bite. What do you mean cloaks?
Well, you know, the government wants you to change your cloaks, and this Sunday I had to change from my formal winter long-length cloak to a short waist cloak with a codpiece. And I didn't think that... I don't understand why the government can dictate to me, a free man, what cloak I should be wearing.
He didn't like having to tuck his cock back.
I get it.
What are you laughing at?
Woohoo! Wow! Woo! Woohoo! Oh man, that was fucking funny. Wait, hold on, I'm not done laughing yet. I thought it was. Oh! Oh! All right. Oh my god, I think I came just a little bit. Just a little.
Smidge.
I hope it wasn't on your cloak that you
Just a
changed.
smidge.
Whoa!
Now, here's the thing. In Canada, they think I'm saying clock.
Stop it!
So they're not
Stop it,
getting the
Pete,
joke
you're
in
killing me.
Canada
Stop.
because they're like, what's so
Stop.
funny about that?
It hurts!
We all gotta change our clooks. What's so funny about that, eh?
Change my cook. Yeah. I'll do it.
Oh, fuck! Oh, seriously, stop! 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 It hurts! It hurts too much! I'm not laughing anymore, I'm crying! It hurts! Oh.
Priests wear a lot of cloaks, and they don't have to change them when they don't want to. I mean, maybe they change them at Easter time. Abraham, if the reason we change our cloaks is because of Abraham Lincoln and the war between of northern aggression.
So it's like a clan thing.
Yeah.
It's like a cloak.
There's another group of people that had cloaks, and it
Ku
makes
Klux
sense for them
Klan.
to change them after a while because they get soiled. But in this modern era of dry cleaning and limited cloak wearing, to be honest with you, I don't understand why it's got to be a formalized thing to do.
I'm a fan of chocolate wafers, so I joined the Kit Kat Club.
The klooks.
Oh, give me a break.
The KKC,
Clan. Klooks clan.
Kit Kat Club.
Ooh.
We got strippers and chocolate wafers.
I just
Come on down.
I just been
Happy
trying to
hour
find
from
some
11
kind of
to 12.
segue. As soon as you said the klooks, I was like, God damn it.
Klooks and free.
Hooly klooks and free.
Well, kids, I think we need to have a song break.
It's a good name for like a vegan pasta store, Ollie Ollie gluten free.
Is it a vegan pasta
Almost
store?
food.
Vegan pasta.
A new segment.
Almost gluten.
I
Is it
can't
a
believe
vegan
it's
slogan?
not bullshit. It's just a tub of butter.
Impossible vegans.
That reminds me a lot of 20th Century Man by the Kinks.
Oh, it's a great song. We should listen to it right now.
All right, we'll be right back.
See if they got it right.
20th century.
Because it's the
man,
21st century.
hijinks.
If we listen to that song, we'll know if they got it right for that
We'll be
century.
right back.
There's a lot about cloaks in that song. Hey, Rubik's Cube released a new album called The Time Traveler. When I first heard it 4 years ago, it was really good, so I'm glad they got around to finally releasing it.
It is wearing purple pants. A little, yeah. Got purple curtain. Stevie Wonder pants. Got a Mandelbrot poster and everything.
We're gonna watch this video.
What's a video?
We're gonna watch this video. I think, right? What do we do first? Do we do them Patreons?
Yeah, sure.
Do those guys?
Yeah.
And you get that
Patriolas?
ready. Let me see here. What do we got here? Yeah. Oh, where's
Getting
that?
fat
That's
in
not
this
it.
shirt. You look
I don't
fat.
know. What are we doing? There's the song. There's the other thing. Oh, there they are. Okay.
It's the shirt.
These people. Here you go. You win this week. Reverend Red Kinzer, Reverend Loch Ness, Subject T Change, Agnes Beef, Bob South, Michael Marcus, Trenchy, Agent Lloyd, It's Jen, Negative at Night, Katana, Negative, Long Dead Skelpod, Hazel the Windmills, Couch Sloth, Caller 23, Reverend 80, I'm a Subgenius, and Aposty X Venord, and Dr. Cosmac, and those guys. Be one of those guys. You can go patreon.com/hypercube, or you could be like the other guys like Dr. Ellis, Martha Arthur, who run freethinkradio.com all the time. They do that and listen to their show, Short Bus, Wednesday nights at, what was it, 9:30?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. You're time for the show. Watch this video, you goobers.
There's a video.
Transition. Yeah, there you go.
Well, you better think of something, because I want a baby.
Bravo. Bravo,
I
Miss
think I've seen
Martyr.
this.
All right, stop thinking about my wife. I have some really bad news.
So, we have a little problem. Maybe you could help us out with.
What else am I gonna do? My life's on the line. Listen, Evan isn't as dumb as he looks, or he'd be living in a halfway house. Truth? I mean, how do you even define truth? I'm sick of being bullied by you, Danny Feedback.
Hey, I hear a lot of commotion. Everything okay?
Come on, Mr. Feedback, wake up. Come on, buddy boy.
So, how much longer are you going to be on your little vacation?
Who's gonna protect me? You two? No more jokes.
You better not rile him.
No, I'm not seeing the video.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's like an old-time radio show.
Where's everyone?
Starring Danny Feedback.
And I don't think that this establishment survived the recession.
Come on! Come on! I guess those guys were right. I don't even know what I'm looking for up here. Feedback. He's looking for feedback.
Yeah, I guess the room didn't get to see it, but that was the new trailer for Nothing True Over the Moon, the new Danny Feedback movie, which features me, Dr. Fox, playing a character, a fictional character. You know, he's not real.
Oh, that's a twist.
Yeah, and I'm in a scene in the movie, and I'm in the trailer. So that is something that is coming out here in Orlando, I believe, in the next couple of months. They're working on preparing for a premiere, and I've gotten word of that. But then, of course, they're going to try and do the film, show, movie, independent art circuit. So make sure to look up Danny Feedback, and that was Evan's YouTube channel that we got that off of, which I think was what, EV77, something like that.
Yeah.
If you could find me Evan's
Yeah. Let me pull that up
YouTube
real
page,
quick.
and we'll give everybody a link. But
Little known fact, Danny Feedback is a vampire. Daywalker.
Dun, dun, dun.
he's not even a real person. All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show. What was the part of the show we were going to do earlier, Fid? He left.
We were going to play Is It an Industrial Power Tool?
All right, so we'll just read the mail then. Dear show,
Okay.
it's for everybody. It's for the room. For the room. Dear show, my friend keeps inviting me over to watch a really bad movie. I'm scared to commit 2 hours of my life to sit and listen to him deconstruct the philosophy of sadomasochism and Soviet ballet. And that's from Shirley Oblique of Mishawashka. I think it's a region.
What part of Ukraine is she from?
Which part gets 2 winter wheat harvests a year?
Miss, you gotta wash your ass.
Wow,
favorite
he's
Wesley
showing his
Snipes
black
movie.
side. I always knew
My
Peas
black
had a little
side.
soul. He had a little flavor.
Well, I used to live in a car in front of Sly from the Family Stone in Compton for a couple of months.
You know, all the tourists just go and piss on the family stone and then watch people go and kiss it.
Yeah, my family lived outside of Sly and the Blarney Stone. Those are my descendants.
It's harder to piss on that one.
You have to do it upside down.
Not with that attitude.
It's more fun to piss on that one. Dear show, not just Peas, but dear show, where do my dentures go at night whilst I dream? That's from Rosy Cheeks of Actual Grief, Nebraska.
Well, that's easy question to answer. The Tooth Fairy puts them into a high yield, interest-bearing account while you sleep.
7 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, and then right before you wake up, she puts them back, and
It's a penny.
it's a win-win. You get your teeth back, and she gets 11.5%.
And she has the shoemaker's elves polish them while they're in
That's gross.
while they're in her possession. So,
Well, that's
Well-
the thing. Every time the Tooth Fairy leaves a couple of fucking nickels underneath your kid's pillow when they lose a tooth, you know, she's really the one making out. Because she's borrowing against that high yield, interest bearing account that you're that kid's grandfather's dentures are earning.
See, another thing you're forgetting is, like, much like the tooth fairy, the dentures themselves are somewhat transdimensional as well. So while you are sleeping, your dentures are actually in a working time zone, being somebody else's dentures. Your dentures go the same place their dentures go when they're sleeping, which is your mouth.
ABC, always be.
Well, you know, it's funny. There's a union of like fairy folk, of which the tooth fairy, the shoemaker's elves, and pretty much anybody that works just at night in metaphysical aspects. Well, they all live in the fairy fold.
With the dude that does the fridge light when you close the door.
Right. That guy's there.
He's a
that
card carrying
well
member.
played.
You know?
Ooh, look at you. Comedy from the Great White North. That's pretty good, eh?
Hey,
Refrigerator guy. Sure.
thank you.
You know what he is? He's a little Chinaman, and they put him in each one of the little freezer compartments. That's why in the back of your refrigerator, there's like a little 2 or 3 inch thing of steel. That's where the little Chinese guy is that flips the light on and off.
Well, it's because we get the extra hour to think, eh? When we put our klooks back like that.
Well, it's not really a real Chinaman. It's one of those ones that they're persecuting up in the north.
Oh, like
the
a second
Amish or
generation,
whatever.
like sort of landed immigrant kid that just looks Chinese, but white passing. Is that what you're saying?
Well, in the olden days, we called them Mongoloids.
Oh,
But, so you can see how I get mixed up with Chinamen. But the thing about it is that many times we take for granted our common appliances, and we laugh at the cartoon The Flintstones when they had like a little bird washing the dishes. But the reality is that's actually what takes place. If you were to take your dishwasher apart right now, let's say you have a teener of meth, and you want to take
and a really long fingernail.
There's a little frog in there with an extended tooth that we've genetically enhanced to act as the stylus. Now, to the untrained eye, it just looks like a little plastic stylus. But under magnification, you can actually see the frog that is attached to that one stylus type tooth that plays in the record player. But I digress.
Please.
not that much, Peas.
All right, let's see here. Dear show, why is it my granola bars always have nuts in them? And that's from Johann Straub of Drunk Neck, Indiana.
Stop letting your boyfriend put him in his underwear.
That's my favorite part of the show.
Woo! My wife says the same thing, but it's about her forehead.
About granola
It's a
bars.
teabag joke, get it?
I was
It's
wondering,
like a
I'm like,
teabag.
what, that's the favorite part of the show, or was the nuts, or...
You don't have
Fox!
to be testicles.
Dr. Fox is...
I'm easily
is a-
confused.
Dr. Fox is a big teabagging humor aficionado. Most people don't know this, but he has a collection of famous teabag incidents that he keeps in a Rolodex so he can, get at them very quickly when he wants to reminisce about. Yeah, of course he does.
I've got an arrangement of slides that I spin through at a high speed. Yeah. Look at that. It's the future.
This one's interesting because if you look closely, you can see one of his testicles has a tumor.
Reviewed through a slot for a nickel, and a crank was turned. And these two small ethnic gentlemen would come out and fight each other during a strobe light. That was it.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Before the wax cylinder was the wax cube, which was not as easy to spin.
It's actually quite difficult.
Yeah, but the fun part was the middle of the song, when you got there. Oh. So what was
The
my
bridge.
other favorite part of the show? Yeah! It's Proving Grounds, where we go through today's top leading head. You gotta go get your Proving Grounds shit. You gotta go get your things.
Uh-oh.
Just gotta go get them. This part of the show is brought to you by
Tap water.
about International Cloaks Limited. When you didn't set all of your cloaks to the right hook earlier today, well,
A McNews Guy company.
I was
I'm
working
glad
on a
that
hanging
Doc-
around joke, Peas, but sure, let's do that one. Let's do yours. Let's do yours. I guess you're all ready. You're all revved up and ready, just like this ball bearings today, greased up like a Astro Glide turpentine sandwich. Let's go to Aster 6 with the headlines. I think your microphone's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
Woo! We're on. We're live. Yeah. So yeah, this week we got a couple of Florida mans. We've got a Florida man asked the police to test his meth to make sure.
Hey
it's
man, you
good
think I
stuff.
got ripped off?
He's moved to Florida.
It's supposed to be a teener. See, when you do Florida Man and a meth joke, all the funny gets sucked out of it because people go, "Yeah, that's my cousin Louie."
I'm actually highly impressed that you got the Florida Man locality, the nomenclature down. Because where I'm from in Baltimore, a teener means a teenth of methadone. You know, they give you the methadone cookie. They give you that little wafer, and it's like perforated into sixteenths.
Yeah, for like communion.
Yeah, it's for like junkie communion.
Do you,
16th of a methadone cookie.
And
The body of Edgar
what was
Burroughs.
Peas's? Because the headline was the quality of the meth. So Peas, it sounds like you were upset about the quantity.
Correct.
Of meth.
Correct.
That's
I
what
I misread the viewer mail
Is that
or the proving ground.
is that something that you had experience? What would you say is most likely to happen when getting ripped off in a methamphetamine purchase?
You snort
that you're
acoustic
not
ceiling.
getting as good a stuff, or you're not getting as much as that you paid for.
No, it's when your little bag of meth it turns out to be acoustic ceiling flakes. It's a whole bunch though.
Yeah.
I'm glad Dr. Ellis is here because there is a similar favorite part of Dr. Fox's show where they do internet advice, and Doc Ellis is always spot on. And this seems like something that's within his wheelhouse, so I'm interested in what Doc Ellis's opinion is on this.
Well, let's get a little bit more advanced with the other Florida man. We have a Tampa boat owner found with 11,000 pounds of illegally collected shrimp. Harvested. I couldn't say harvested for some reason. To Harvard, it was
Forrest
going
Gump
in the wrong direction.
Forrest Gump feigns ignorance. I don't know how them shrimp got there, Captain Dan.
Very nice, very nice.
Sing.
Ask Jenny. Lieutenant Dan, the feds are here.
They want to know something about this there shrimp.
Oh.
My pronouns are this and there.
Me and Jenny were like peas and a completely unhidden
Different vegetable.
address.
Mom
got-
always told me 6428 Dolby Peak Drive.
That's where I send my pants.
You can find your
I
daddy.
can never
there.
remember that for the life of me.
He'll show you how to dance.
What is it?
And here's the thing. I always look really careful in the package to make sure somebody didn't send me something I want, and the pan was just a red herring to throw the postal inspectors off.
Yeah,
but
that's
there's
how you get
nothing.
the shrimp buys with the herring.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're not gonna let Doc Ellis get away without chiming in on
That pussy shot.
What with the meth, dude? Well, you see, I would have went at it a little different. I wouldn't have been like, yo, Buck Pig, is this meth any good? I'd have been like, I think somebody tried to sell me some fucking Fenty dope. I was wondering if maybe you could test this for me and tell me, you know, what percentage.
That's an
of it.
extra year of prison here. Maybe in Canada they divert you to some kind of treatment testing program. But in the United States, you say fentanyl and meth, you're going away for 10 years.
Well, that's what I said.
Even
But
if it's
I
just
would
ceiling
see.
tile.
That's why, like, I'm probably not fit for that sort of advice on, because like we don't have like the 3 strikes program or anything like that up here. Like up here, you can fuck up as many times as you can.
Apologize.
As you
He's
can.
a good boy.
And
He's a good boy, and he's trying.
Yeah. Well, you go to the 7 steps program again, and they'll let you out again.
5 of those steps are stupid.
5 of them are just like reworded.
The Canadian 12 steps. We only do 7. You
But
shouldn't
that's
have
what
to
I
say
would.
apologies.
I wouldn't have asked them to like test it, see how good it was. I'd have been like, yo, man, because we have like safe injection sites and shit like that up here that's their actual job, is to make sure you don't bang fentanyl. So I don't know. I thought that would have been a better approach.
Well, here's what they really should have done. They just should have gone to the cop bar later that night and done some with the cops. Yeah. And then the cop would have been like, I think he got ripped off, dude.
Just follow the cop around and find out where he's getting his.
Yeah.
Hey, you think your daughter will like this?
All right, well, moving a little bit more north, we've got
Laughs of domestic violence.
We got Wyoming creates an app so you can claim roadkill.
What? Look, if you
this one's mine.
Yeah, that's what I was like. If you're
You have to jump out.
If
with
you're
a
stopping
little
to pick
flag
it up,
stick it by the side of the road. It's got a QR code on it.
This is my raccoon. There
How
are many
does
like
that
it, but
work?
this one is mine.
Wyoming?
like you have
Not
to
Oregon,
Not Oregon.
but that's on the way.
Yeah. It's
To
it's
claim
that
road
general
dysentery.
direction.
Fuck
God,
you,
those
Peas,
are
for
very
beating me to the
minor.
Full Metal
Trail of
Jacket
Tears
joke. I
experience.
had that chambered.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yes, I did. You beat me to it. Damn it!
Who?
Yeah, I keep forgetting this. is
Peas
it.
with the
That's
Full
gotta
Metal
stick
Jacket
out.
reference. I was gonna say the
Yeah.
exact same goddamn thing.
That's why we're brothers.
I'd hate to see your mom. Unfortunate
Yeah,
woman.
she thinks that I think that
Unfortunate
about her
woman.
too.
It only costs $10 to get her nudes.
Moving on,
She's supporting the Ukraine.
Canadian.
an escaped zoo camel has killed 2 people in Tennessee.
Yeah, they got stuck in the road staring at its toe and laughing.
That's it.
That's my favorite
enough
part
of that
of the show. It's my favorite part of the show, which is Peas apologies, but we have Dr. Ellis here, so maybe Peas, you should lean on Dr. Ellis here, and maybe he can teach you a thing about apologizing, eh? Yeah, take it away.
I don't apologize. I'm sorry. That's just the way I am.
Well, let me just say in advance of Peas' apologies, the short bus that is on Think Radio, that is the flagship show of Free Think Radio.
I'm really sorry about that too.
But I love they do the advice segment, and it is the best segment on any show on freethinkradio.com. Doc Ellis puts it all out there, and it's not a podcast, so you need to tell people when they can listen to the short bus by going to freethinkradio.com in their website.
That's right. It's every Wednesday, freethinkradio.com, and it starts at 9. Usually runs till about 11 because I try to get all the fiery disaster jokes squeezed in there that I can, and yeah, we go through the wonderful world of Reddit and we find just some of the most hopeless sounding human beings that you could ever commit to the internet, and I try and put out their dumpster fire.
Now listen, are you not
You do such a great job, Dr. Ellis, that what I thought we could do for this week's Peas' apology, since you're here, and since you're such a good interpreter of human psychology, as anybody who has listened to the advice segment on the short bus knows, I thought you could volley some of your problems with tonight's show to Peas, and he could apologize to them in real time.
What do you mean?
Well,
What about tonight's show did you not like?
yeah, what was fucked up? How did we ruin the show tonight? All the times that we completely failed, not necessarily you, but me and Fox, and then Peas can apologize for those things.
Honestly,
You set him up,
the biggest thing was when that one segment started and they read the first Florida man thing, and I completely forgot it was a bit and said something before Peas could like fucking sing that fucking thing. I was like, fuck. I think that's what disappointed me the most about the whole show, was cutting Peas off in such an unfashionable manner.
Oh, stop!
Which I would say is my fault for not introducing and then actually explaining the bit for the benefit of our guest. But I'll go on to just.
I am not a smart man, and I think Peas should apologize for that.
And I think we're all man enough some of the time to agree to that. It was definitely Peas' fault.
Alright, what do you have to say for yourself, Peas? And by the way, that's not real silly putty. That's Sears silly putty.
I thought it was chewing gum.
No. What am I, an animal?
Not with that.
Well, kids, this was a pretty good show. We talked about the Rainbow Family Gathering, which is something that you should avoid, much like you've spent a lot of your life trying to avoid things like herpes, AIDS, and syphilis. It's not a good group to be around. It's not a chlamydia, gonorrhea group that, you can get cleared up pretty easily. It's one of the bad ones. So we apologize for maybe encouraging anybody to go get mental syphilis by going to a Rainbow Family Gathering.
It's one of the bad ones. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, nobody likes those people. I like to go on the Merry Pranksters website and stuff when they start talking about the next gathering and tell them how much people don't like them. And the hippies get real upset with my vibe and my energy. And then they say things like, dude, maybe if you ate more plant-based life forms, you'd be more chill. But I don't think I would be, because I've had broccoli on 3 different occasions and it had little to no effect on me whatsoever, except for giving me gassy farts, which I can appreciate. Sure, gassy farts are great sometimes, but if you're not careful, you could shit yourself with one extra fart trying to get the laugh, and then that's a change of uniform and a 10-yard penalty. At least it is in Canadian football. Anyway, kids, it was a good show for the most part. We had Fidd Chuli here, and that's always a special treat. But the gravy on the poutine was definitely the appearance of Doc Ellis on the fabulous creator and owner of freethinkradio.com.
I went right under
and the great
bus.
thing is, we talked a lot about the Short Bus, which is a great show. But for some reason, I've only been allowed on it one fucking time, and then that's it.
What do you mean you've only been allowed on it?
Allowed.
You've got like the golden keys. You've got like a whole seat right there, but like, right at the back, it's got the biggest window. You can lick it to your heart.
Well, hold on, Doc Ellis, because I think Peas makes a good point. Aren't you guys recording it in advance these days and then just broadcasting the recording?
No.
You used to do it live in VC.
Well, no, now, it is in voice chat now, but it's up in the it's in a hidden voice chat called Stalag 17.
Oh, well now Peas is right, because he's talking about how, and, I've been looking for that hidden VC. I haven't been able to tune in. I think Reverend Peas is He's been crying himself to sleep at night lately because he doesn't have access to it either.
Spot on.
The Stalag. No, it's it's exclusive access to the Stalag.
Wow. So me and Peas aren't good enough.
I bet you can get in.
It started as like it was just kind of like a voice chat that I just kind of
Give you a
made
free train ticket.
so that like the small group of admins would just have like that one admin only voice chat. And I ended up calling it Stalag 17 because of an old TV show I watched. Thought it would be
Hogan's Heroes. That's a great show.
Yeah. Colonel.
All right, I think
Stalag
we've made our
17.
point, Peas. You may continue with your apologies.
Okay. So, I'm sorry about the clock joke, which was I tried to do a Rosanna Dana, mixing up, stealing from Linda Ronstadt. A great singer, by the way. Her
It was not
famous
funny.
bits it was funnier in the pre-show. Everyone laughed, but here's the problem. We got to stop talking before we actually do show, because I got to tell you, kids, the pre-show today, for the first 20 minutes, man,
Hilarious.
oh, gee, I literally laughed till I had a gassy fart, or so I thought, but shit myself. And that doesn't happen a lot on the show because we've kind of spent our wad. It's like when you're with a beautiful woman and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fuck her all night long, and 3 minutes later you're watching Vikings on the History Channel. It's a sad state of affairs, but as a man, you understand where I'm coming from. Maybe you take one of them gas station erection pills and go at it again for another 2.5 minutes. I don't know. These are complicated questions. Maybe send us a viewer mail. But that's pretty much our show, plus an extra 5 minutes of show you didn't even expect to get. Now, there won't be an additional charge for that, but we might do a show that's 5 minutes less to balance the scales of justice. Have a great week, kids. We'll see you next week, and we'll see if those wacky Russians have defeated Ukraine yet.
Diddly 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 blah 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 biddly 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 biddly.
You'll all be laughing when I'm hiding under my desk and safe from nuclear fallout.
You've been listening to Time for the Show, a production of Hypercube Labs. Find out more about Hypercubism and Don't Think at hypercubego.com. You can catch the old RSS podcast feed of shows that we don't update anymore at timefortheshow.com. You can listen to this show live every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time at freethinkradio.com. Join us, won't you? On youtube.com/hypercubego. Click the subscribe and the like button and send your money to patreon.com/hypercube. If you don't, we'll stop doing the show.
If you don't send us money,
Please
we will
stop
continue
sending
to do
money
the show.
so we can stop.
If you
doing
send
the show.
money, we might stop.
Don't send too much, or they'll have enough to keep going.
Tip your waitress or tell your mom you'll bring the dishes up from the basement in the morning.
A few minutes.
Mango Pepsi?
The 6th level of hell serves only mango Pepsi.
Hey, don't shit talk mango Pepsi. It's pretty good.
And there's sweet tea and donuts in the green room.
Hell yeah. I want me some southern sweet tea that's mostly Caro syrup. You gotta wait another week before you can do that.
I was just gonna say, you better not be. I'll fly out there and beat you with a stick.
Prove it. I'll go up to Orlando for that.
Do it. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna drink and make
You're gonna wish I was dead and beat me back.
I'm
Please
gonna
don't.
do it.
Please
Right
don't.
here. I'm gonna pour it in this cup.
Don't do it.
Here goes the cup.
There it goes.
I advise against it, dude.
You gonna do it?
I advise against it. I'm not even looking.
Nape that apple. Nape that apple. Nape that apple. Nape that apple.
Why have to
Fucking,
be?
Doc Ellis.
You know, that's bullshit, too. Rice wine. The Japanese have grapes, you know.
No, fuck rice wine.
They have grapes. They can make regular wine. They're just
Man.
showing off.
I was. I got picked up one night, thrown in a fucking drunk tank next to a dude that apparently fucking drank a bottle of that fucking Chinese fucking rice wine. And apparently, like, it dehydrated him like an old leather purse. Like, he was gagging and heaving and screaming, I need more water. And they were, like, bringing him plastic bottles of water and shit. And this dude was just, like, heaving it back out.
Canadian jail sounds great. Plastic bottles of water. We gotta drink from the toilet.
No, these are, like, just drunk tank cells. There's no, like, toilet or nothing. It's just, like, a bunk and a door. Well, yeah, the bars. Like, if it's not like a cell, like, it's where they stick you in the morning, you're waiting for court, or they stick you after court if you're waiting to, like, get in a truck and go back to wherever they're keeping you.
Do they take your shoelaces so you don't do a Justy Smollett in the prison?
No, if you're in, like, the county fucking shit, they're, like, Velcro shoes and stuff. But no, they didn't take my laces for, like, when I was doing that kind of thing. No, they never took my laces or nothing. Or, like, my belt.
Mine.
I guess
took mine. They
I
took
guess
my
that wasn't-
belt and my shoelaces. And I asked the guy, I said, do you really think I'm going to kill myself over a traffic ticket and not paying it? And he goes, well, it's just procedure, sir.
Well,
I'm thirsty. The toilet's right over there.
yeah, I don't think that's such a standard thing here.
Yeah. I should move to Canada.
It's all right.
Yeah,
You want to throw like 5 months of your life like in the garbage every winter, unless you like snow.
Well, I lived in New Hampshire, dude. I'm well familiar with the 6 to 7 months of snow.
Oh God, I hate.
That's why I moved to Las Vegas. No matter how hot it gets, you don't have to shovel sunshine.
You're fucking right, man. I cannot take snow. The closest I've been to like, you know, utopian weather is the west coast here of Canada, in British Columbia. And Victoria, really. The southern tip of Vancouver Island is in this, like, impossibly perfect bubble of weather all year round. And,
That's
I
Indian
missed it.
country, though, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
Native People's country. You're not allowed in that spot.
well, no, they're not my band, eh? They're not of my people. They huff the high test.
Do you know, when we did Band-Aid in the States, a lot of people don't know this, but they did orchestra assistants, a similar thing in Canada.
Just it's,
A different orchestra play pieces.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I love my friends in Canada. My wife's Canadian.
She's a fellow snow Mexican.
Yeah, she is no Mexican. What's the matter, Hefe? My sombrero is frozen.
It's frozen, man.
And my quesadillas in my vagina.
What time? We're 12 after. I got to get up at like 5 in the morning, so I really should be going.
Yeah, my
Well,
wife's
Fid
gotta
Chuli
get up
would
in the
just
morning.
push on
That means
through.
I gotta watch a baby tomorrow.
Bye, bet.